Gold stocks got clobbered. The GDX was down 7.5%, and the GDXJ was down 8% today. 8%. You know, the biggest loser on the day was a stock that I own, Pan American Silver. One of my big positions was down 16% because they decided to buy another silver company, Mag Silver, which was up 6% to a new multi-year high. But, you know, I'm sure this is a good buy, right? But the thing is, none of the other silver stocks were up when this junior stock was bought out by Pan American Silver, right? Silver was barely down today. So you would have thought that, oh, wow, here's some consolidation. Who's next? What's the next silver stock going to get bought?
UBS buy silver now before it soars. Investors have a closing window of opportunity to snag silver around $30 per ounce before prices soar to $38 by the end of 2025, says UBS. The bank attributed silver's recent pullback to a risk-off market spasm following Trump's blanket tariff rollout and the resulting stock market slump. On a macro level, upcoming interest rate cuts and a sliding dollar support higher silver prices. Analysts also point to robust demand and a tightening supply for boosting the shiny metal's luster. Throughout 2024, silver kept pace with gold as both metals provided similar yields. This trend continued into the first quarter of 2024 with the shiny metal posting an 18% gain and the yellow metal rising 19%. That performance parity ended abruptly following the Liberation Day tariff announcements. After April 2nd, both metals pulled back from recent highs before starting their swift recoveries. However, these rebound trajectories have differed sharply. While gold went on to reach multiple new all-time highs, silver has struggled to break through the long-standing $35 technical resistance level, despite a respectable initial recovery. UBS analysts blame a rise in risk-off investor sentiment for the recent slip in silver prices. The uncertainty, volatility, and chaos caused by a global trade war are driving capital out of the stock market and other dollar-backed assets. Despite offering protection from inflation, silver got swept up into this widespread sell-off, although not for long. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview, but first, smash the subscribe button, turn on notifications, and check our new Numismatics handbook. Most stackers want to get active, but swapping their metals for dollars isn't an option. There's plenty of opportunities in the overlooked numismatics world. Mastering U.S. coins, key dates, and errors pays off by multiplying your ounces and capitalizing where others aren't paying attention.
Wall Street was celebrating. Big rally in the stock market. The Dow Jones was up almost 3%, about 2.8, I think. S&P up 3.25%. NASDAQ up 4%. Big move. The opposite direction was gold, which was down 2.8%. Oh, the dollar had a big spike today, up about 1.5%, back over 101 on the dollar index. The weakest currencies being the safe haven currencies of the recent dollar decline. The euro, the Swiss franc, the Japanese yen got hit pretty hard today on the reduction in tariffs. Remember, again, before we got tariffs, everybody said that tariffs are going to make the dollar stronger. What's making the dollar stronger temporarily? Removing the tariffs, right? So the people who told you that tariffs are good for the dollar don't understand the dollar and they don't understand tariffs, right? So that should be clear. But so gold was down 2.8%. It's still above 3,200. I mean, you see where gold is trading now. It's not like gold prices are low. Yeah, they're not at the record high of a few weeks ago. And in fact, we got above 3,400 again last week in the price of gold. Gold right now, let me pull it up, is trading at 3,238. Pretty good price, right? I mean, if you look at the big drop today, gold was down about $100 an ounce. I mean, it closed down a little lower. At one point, it was down a little more than that. But, 3% move in gold, that is a big move. I mean, gold's having some out of the ordinary swings with the market. And of course, the big volatility. I mean, there's no way that Trump insiders didn't know this was happening. I mean, I'm sure there were people who knew that Trump was going to surrender over the weekend, and they knew that last week. And I'm sure they made some trades in the stock market, in cryptocurrency market, in the gold market. I mean, these are shrewd guys. I mean, Trump does have a lot of Wall Streeters, working in his administration. These guys, know their way around the markets. And, I'm sure they're doing something. I mean, I don't know for a fact. I just, have a feeling that these huge swings based on nothing, right? This is not real news. This is just headlines based on something that Trump says or does that, it's all based on him. It's one man. One man comes out and says something or posts something on social media, and you have massive swings in the market, right? Don't you think there are some people who are trading on that information? I don't even know if it counts as inside information because it's not like specific to any company. It's just what Trump's going to say or do. And if you know in advance what he's going to say or do, you know what the market's going to do, and you can make a ton of money. So, I mean, I don't know if any of this is ever going to get investigated, but I have a strong suspicion. And it certainly goes on in the crypto market because it's, it's the wild, wild west there. Anything goes when it comes to insider trading and cryptocurrency.
In today's news recap, gold slightly recovers from over 1 week low. Gold recovered on Tuesday on bargain hunting after prices dropped to a more than 1 week low in the previous session as a temporary U.S.-China truce in reciprocal tariffs lifted appetite for riskier assets and dented bullion's safe haven appeal. U.S. gold futures were up 0.9% to $3,255. After 2 days of negotiations in Geneva, U.S. and China announced tariff reductions for the next 3 months, with U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports dropping from 145% to 30%, and Chinese duties on U.S. imports falling to 10% from 180%, 125%, leading to a surge in global shares. The U.S. and China had imposed tit-for-tat tariffs on each other last month, triggering a trade war. There is some value buying happening on gold at current levels, which is helping to prop up the price despite the generally better outlook for global growth with the U.S. and China on better terms, said KCM Trade Chief Market Analyst Tim Waterer. The consolidation move in the dollar has allowed the gold price to make a mild push higher. Federal Reserve Governor Adriana Kugler said the pause on import levies reduces chances that the U.S. central bank will need to lower interest rates in response to an economic slowdown. Now we'll show you the best clips of the latest interview. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you do not miss out our daily recaps. And check goldsilverstacks.com to get your Stacker's Handbook, the ultimate guide to stack gold and silver, packed with strategies to trade the gold-silver ratio and get more ounces and build wealth over time so you don't have to rely on market commentators to make your investment decisions. Enjoy the episode.
But this is how the algos punished the hell out of Pan American Silver, which had phenomenal earnings last week. It's a very, very cheap stock. It's a great company. Bought another company, but they could have just bought back their own shares instead of buying Mag Silver. But this is how these companies get punished in the market. And I'm sure there were a lot of people maybe who put their toe in the water of the gold stocks last week, and now they're out. Right? People like, that's not for me, too volatile. Yeah, fine. A lot of the weak guys get shaken out. This is a huge bull market, I think, in these gold stocks. You buy these dips, right? You're barely going to notice these dips when you look back on the charts a few years from now. In fact, you barely notice them now. It's still a nice uptrend. So buying these gold stocks, buying these silver stocks, this was a great opportunity. I don't know if they're going to go down again tomorrow, but regardless, you should be buying all week. Get into my gold fund EPGIX, and silver held up really, really well. I think you could argue maybe not, but maybe silver is bottomed against gold, and maybe this next rally in gold, which is coming, will be led by silver. We'll see. But buy some physical silver. Go to Schiff Gold and buy silver, right? We sell silver too, even though the name is Schiff Gold. It could also be Schiff Silver. I mean, sometimes I think I should call it Schiff Silver because I've really been trying to get people to get into silver. And silver held up really well. And, I don't think it's going below $30. I've said that. And so there's not a lot of downside risk when you're in the 32s. Meanwhile, it's going to go above 50. It's going to go above 100. So you got a lot of upside potential. So you want to call up, Schiff Gold, or just go on to the website and fill up your shopping cart with silver. Because a lot of people probably think, oh, the trade war is over, so there's no reason to buy gold. As if the only reason gold went up was because of the trade war. No, gold just showed how valuable it is as a safe haven during uncertain times like a trade war. But gold was rising long before the trade war started, and it will continue long after it ends, assuming it's over, right? But the problem is, of course, it's a pause. So I still think there's going to be a chilling effect on a lot of businesses. I mean, maybe they're relieved. Let's say you're a company and you import a lot of Chinese products. And now you don't have to pay 145% tariff. It's 30%. Maybe you realize, okay, I can cover that because my customers will pay that. I'm all right.
What do you think of Peter Schiff's relentless warnings about the dollar and his longstanding conviction in gold? Is he finally about to be proven right as global trust in fiat starts to waver? Or is this just more noise in a volatile cycle? Do you believe we're on the cusp of that monetary reset he's been talking about for years? Or do you think central banks still have room to kick the can down the road? More importantly, are you protecting yourself? Are you stacking physical gold and silver like Schiff recommends? Or are you exploring other hedges like foreign equities, commodities, or even Bitcoin? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. Now watch this video right here because it's a perfect fit for you. I'll see you on the other side.